Hello and welcome, my supporter friends. Welcome to November's angel reading. Whew, we're into the middle of November. Hard to believe, and yet at the same time, not so hard. Today, I do want to embrace that angelic energy, channeling and gaining the insight and aha that you need. Now, like always, I do have the Angel Tarot here. It is not my favorite. However, my angel deck is, coming together slow and steady. Then I have, this is the Healing with the Angels Oracle. And then the Angel Inspiration Oracle. These are my kind of go-to, if you will, for my angel decks right now. I haven't found anything else that I really enjoy that doesn't have a lot of explanation. We don't need explanation. The cards will give us an explanation. All right, let's get into this. What did the angels want to share with my supporter friends? Oh, okay. Thank you for not throwing that on the floor. Woohoo! Oh, that's a good card. We like that card. Okay, so let's start with the card that everybody can see and we all love, the Sun. It is the 19th card in the Major Arcana. Ooh, that's better. And we are looking at that joy and happiness. Getting on our unicorn and enjoying that ride. Really helps to lighten our load, especially as time is getting, well, it feels like it's getting faster. Those expectations and demands are rising. We're feeling that burn, reminding us that there is a lot of joy. There is a lot of happiness here, guys. It's up to us to embrace it. Ooh, the Queen of Wands. She'd be all that and a bag of chips. Queen of Wands talks about really fanning that inner flame, that passion, that creativity, doing it in your own way. And I think, well, they are very linked, the Sun and the Queen here, because, well, not only are they both holding sunflowers, but they're connected in the fact that this is being you and embracing what's happening, loving you, embracing your day, embracing what's going on, focusing in on the positive, on those abundant aspects. The Eight of Wands. Much is being shared. Ooh, why are we not? Oh, there we go. It's like, why is the camera not focusing? The Eight of Wands talks not so much about journeys. I honestly, I have thought about hacking these cards off at the bottom here. It's not about journeys. It's about the messages that are being shared. Pamela Coleman Smith drew this card that there are 8 wands coming down from the heavens and, well, heading straight to you. Again, that passion, that creativity, it's high. We need to be connecting into it now more than ever, not only so that we can embrace that happiness and joy, however, that we can see that creative insight come forward, that inspiration, those ahas, that wisdom and guidance. Because when we step into that creative energy, we're stepping into a modality that gets out of our way. We're not hyper focused in on what's going wrong. We're really enjoying what we're doing right here and right now. The Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, double 8s right beside each other. I think I'm going to run out of table space here. You guys have half the deck here? So, multiple 8s. When the angels bring in multiple eights, the angels are telling you that something abundant is coming forward. And the Eight of Pentacles talks about that attention to detail. You are going to see things come forward. It is going to be up to you to be present of mind, not caught up in the what ifs or back in the would haves, could haves, should haves. It's important that we do give ourselves that time, that permission to be present, enjoying our experience, whatever that may be. You may not like everything. However, the more that we find meaning and joy in what it is we're doing in our everyday, the more we're going to amplify that energy. We're focusing our attention to it, we're nurturing it, we're cultivating it. Death in reversal. 13th card in the Major Arcana. And of course, we are looking at that need for release, that transition, because the stuff that isn't going well, let's be honest, that's an easier front and center focal point. It's hard to try and release something when there's so many balls in play, when there is so much going on. You're struggling in itself to be present and aware. We are caught up in that future forward planning, getting things done. And FYI, that's not going to get better because we're just going from Thanksgiving into the holidays. We know this. This is a historical piece. The angels are reminding us this is an important aspect because the heaviness, the pains, the fears that we're holding on to, the frustrations we're holding on to, are going to minimize our ability to enjoy what we're doing. We cannot have all the negative, low vibrational energies while focusing in on the sun. It doesn't work that way. Our brain doesn't work that way. We do have the Queen of Wands, 13th card in the Minor Arcana, and Death, the 13th card in the Major Arcana. In angel messages, that multiple 13, the angels are encouraging you to quiet your mind. Listen to that intuitive energy. 13 is the number of the goddess. Take time for you. Release. We don't have to hyper focus in on it. We don't have to give oodles and oodles amount of time. Just a little bit. It's going to go a long way in working with rather than release or resisting that release. The Ace of Wands in reversal. Part of our challenge with the Eight of Wands is that we feel busy, we feel overwhelmed. How are we going to have enough energy? How are we going to have enough time? It doesn't seem practical or plausible. I need to get X, Y, and Z done. There is this, there is that. Look at all the balls, woo! We're missing points and opportunities. We're literally, driving ourselves to the ground. We're not giving ourselves that energy. We're not giving ourselves productive time. This card always feels like a match that's just struck, and that eruption of passion and flame and excitement, it's on its head. It's not even getting to that eruption point. It's just buried in the sand. This is why it's important that we're quieting our mind. And this is another piece. Balancing things out. We have the double eights. It's important that we do balance things out. Give ourselves that time. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a lot of time. We don't want to add more exhaustion, more work, more overwhelmed energy. We want to be paying attention and embracing that passion piece. That passion piece is going to go a long way. Strength. Adding to our 8s. I know that it says here 9. This deck does not follow suit with Arthur Waite's belief that strength should be 8. To me, strength is 8. And I'm not going to get into the whole Arthur Waite and why he moved strength and justice, but it's important, and to me it makes more sense. I see his logic and I feel it there. Strength. It's that inner self. It's the bigger personification of the Queen of Wands. She adds in other elements. She usually has an infinity symbol above her head, and then a lesser known and hidden infinity symbol with the wreath. She usually has a floral wreath around her waist and the lion's neck. There are aspects and pieces that we may not understand. They are going to be meaningful for us. However, there is going to be that confusion. We're not going to get it right away, which is also going to minimize some of that eureka moment, some of the messages, that wisdom that's being shared with us. It's also going to add into the resistance we're feeling because we already feel overwhelmed. One more thing feels too much. Take it slow and steady. We don't have to do anything with information that's being shared with us. When we write it down or put it in our spiritual binder, it is there for us for future reference, when it may make more sense. But what's trying to be shared with you right now is very much in that building block that's going to bring in more prosperity, more growth for you that you want and need. Know that it is a larger aspect for you, a bigger learning piece. We've got 1, 2, 3 major arcana. Time to quiet the mind. Give yourself a little bit of energy, a little bit of time to do small things, creative things, things that are going to ground and stabilize you. Meditation, intentional bathing, things that don't feel too overwhelming, that you can add in to your day, into your experience. All right. Let's see what further insight the angels want to share with us. Oh my God. Yeah. Archangel Chamuel. I know that it right in this deck, it's Archangel Chamuel is seen as a female. It does not matter what gender you identify or connect in with the archangels. To me, Archangel Chamuel is masculine. That love, that connection, we need to share it with self. I have, I think, 3 or 4 meditations with him. Again, a little bit of time goes a long way with that stability and that real important connection with you. Oh, that's upside down. Seek within. Giving yourself that energy. Like I said, I know a lot of us are feeling that burn. I will look into doing some energy amplification, invigoration coming up in my healing tools to help out with this. Know the more you're working with yourself, the better things will be. The energy is there. It's the priority that isn't. And I get it because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of things that we need to, well, not only prioritize, but we need to make sure that we are just acknowledging even. It just feels like things are slipping through our hands, and we need to give ourselves that time and permission for caring for self and connecting into some of this passion. The release does not need to be extra. It can be part of some of this strength building, groundedness, time with that inner light, if you will. Make things smarter, like work harder no, that's not right. Work smarter rather than harder. Archangel Gabriel. Very much connected into Eight of Wands, that insight, that aha. Like I said, we may not understand it, which brings in some resistance because we don't get it. This is confusing. I don't understand it. How is this related? We don't need to have those links yet. Get the information. Get it down on your spiritual binder. Have it for you so that you can access it when you are able to connect those dots. The information, once it's there, especially when it's pen and paper, really hard to get down. It's really hard to lose a large binder. Hence my recommendation into that large binder piece. Okay. Well, Kate, you're going here. What will support my Patreon and Ko-fi friends in embracing the sun, strengthening and working on self, and releasing what's not working, that's not helping? Ooh. Apparently that's important. They're being really nice. They're not dropping the cards on the floor. It's literally landing on my lap, which is really helpful because sometimes that far reach, it hurts the knees. Healing. That general, well, it's going to be a problem there. There we go. Healing of self. Like I said, giving that time for you. Healing you will help with that release, that stabilization, that connection into self, and it will help open up for that insight, that aha that's being shared with you. Oh, big time. Intention. Setting that intention, being open to whatever comes forward, asking for help where we need it. Again, working smarter rather than harder. And intention, super, super helpful. Like intentional bathing. You set that parameter out before you get in. You are working smarter rather than harder. Blessings. Know that high vibrational, positive, loving energy is all around us. I know it sounds corny. I know it can be a real challenge to try and embrace. However, know that it is there. And when we take that time, be present and aware, we can start to acknowledge and embrace the blessings, those positive pieces that are in our lives. Power. Don't underestimate you. You have the ability to make change and shift in your life. You have the ability to do what you need to do. You can use your words. You can call in extra help. The most important piece, though, is again, setting those intentions and giving yourself time to do what you need to do. Strengthening you does not need to be hard. It does not need to be multiple hours. Like I said, little pieces, little steps make a big difference. Nature. Well, depending on where you live, nature's in a very different state. The snow is melting here for me. However, I know I've got friends in the snow. I also have friends in heat. embrace nature how you can. It does help with that stability and that groundedness. And I get it. Sometimes it's not safe due to environment, due to life, kids, you name it. There may be a lot of challenge when it comes to getting out into nature. You can tap into that nature, into that earthiness through things like crystals, houseplants. Even I find sometimes just looking out my window, opening a window and feeling that cool air, that crisp air on my face. It helps with that connection, that groundedness. Again, don't add in lots of energy, time, that if it's feeling overwhelming, it's too much. Small, steady steps. And if it's literally grabbing hold of a crystal and holding it, that's a connection. Can work on our healing. We can set some intentions. We can call in some extra help with that grounding. You work with what you have and don't tax yourself. Add in that joy, that creativity into your day in a way that is not going to amplify or accentuate burdens, energy loss. This should be something that fills you. So when you're doing it, you feel calmer, you feel that energy and that self-energy, that self-love increase because you're enjoying your time rather than just checking off that list of tasks and jobs that you need to do. This is a time that you need to strengthen you in a way that makes sense. I want to thank the angels for joining us and sharing their amazing insight and wisdom with us. Without the angels, life would not be half of what it is, and we would not have the wisdom and the healing that we desperately need. Of course, I want to thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope that this helped to give you insight into how to move forward. And of course, like always, I want to thank you guys for your amazing ongoing support of me and my channel. Without you guys, none of this would have been possible. I feel truly honored and blessed to be able to walk with you and support you in your journey as you walk with me and support me in mine. Until tomorrow, my supporter friends.